Good morning, a tremendous Bruchim Abayim to our dear Phil Magitshir, Noam Fix. Difficult trip. Don't ever go back to Chutz La'aretz. Look what it does to you. Destroys your body and your soul. No? All those people in America are now hating. Alright, so now we're holding the Lamed Beis and Beis. All the way in the bottom. We're discussing a Zav, the different types of Tumas, Zav, and Niddah. Beautiful sugya. El Yoynei Shel Zav Minola. How we know that we're talking about a Zav wearing a beged. When he wears clothing, his beged is only a Rishon. Lamed Beis and Beis, we're holding this Niddah. He just came from Chutz La'aretz, 10-day trip, different world. Lamed Beis and Beis. A Zav who wears a beged. We said a very difficult lashon in the Mishnah yesterday, that a kusi who lays on a couch, that tumah, instead of it being avat tumah, is only a rishon. It goes down a level to a rishon, like a Zav who wears clothing. Clothing that are upon a Zav are only a rishon. How do we know this concept? It says in the pasuk that if we're talking about a Zav, if you touch anything that's under Yitma, so under, what's under mean? Is he under the clothing, or the clothing is under him? What does under mean? My tachtov. Now we're holding on the right daf. Lamed Gimel Amud Aleph. Ilay met tachtov the Zav. If you're going to tell me that's talking about the Zav was on top of it, so it's underneath the Zav. What is that called? Medras or Mishkav Moishav.
Midras.
Right.
It's delayed a thing to come.
So much has changed.
What? Zero. This whole thing, look, the whole peanut gallery is gone. We had 3 empty seats here. We had 8 guys in America. Did Barack go to America? Shalom Aleichem, come on in. I got to tell you a story, boys. Dov Rosenblum heard the story last night. I was thinking the story that we had the other day in the Gemara made such an impression on me, and I forgot. I was trying to think what's a great example. I didn't come up with anything. The Gemara says nothing changed. The Torah says that Akash Baruch Hu was mad at me, but I'm praising Akash Baruch Hu for being mad at me. So the Gemara says, why would you praise Akash Baruch Hu for being mad at you? It says the Gemara is talking about a situation, 2 people were going on a business trip, and one of them had a thorn in his foot, and he missed the boat literally, and the boat went under, and he realized that the fact that Akash Baruch Hu was mad at him and put a thorn in his foot, it saved him. So the story that I always say, and I forgot to say it, I have to say it. I know it might not be 100% appropriate, but for me it's perfect. There was my son invited his friends for Shabbos to our house. We just moved to Eretz Yisrael. We were here only for a few weeks, and his friends from Yeshiva came, and one of them broke his arm that morning, and he was in a horrible mood. He said, "My whole Israel experience is going to be ruined. I can't play football. I'm gone." And that night, my son and his friends unfortunately got into a big fight, and they went away to jail. And it was $500,000 of legal bills, etc., etc. 2 years of legal thing. But this boy, because he broke his arm, he watched from the side. So he was saved. He wasn't arrested. He wasn't involved. So, you were mad at me, you broke my arm, and we don't understand something. Why is my arm broken? It saved him from... Anyways.
So you're crying.
Then I had another pshat. As I thought about that story, because it says over there, because sometimes the Baruch Hu doesn't show you the arrests and the ship sinking. He just breaks your arm, and you're like, what's going on here? Why? Hashem knows it by himself. But then I was thinking, no. A lot of times Hashem does show it to you, but you don't open your eyes to see it. You have to be smart. You have to chap. Oh, that's why it happens. It's sometimes you cause the levada. Not Hashem does it on purpose. You do it. Anyway, fine.
So you're from a mobster family? Are you from a mobster family?
The first 3 weeks that we lived there, yes. Then we learned our lessons. Anyway, fine. Zog the Gemara. Zog the Gemara. Mivisha sheyiga b'mishkol b'nafko. So this concept of Moishav, of a Zov laying on something and creating Tumah underneath him, we have another pasuk. We're talking about that it's above the Zov, and this is called Heses. This is the Tumah that we're discussing. Rabbi, say, you hear what's going on here? Judy, your mamish out of it.
Out of balance.
One more time, you're gone.
I feel like I'm back in school.
Judah.
Yeah.
If a Zav wears clothing on top of him, it's called Heses. What kind of Tumah is it? It's only a Rishon. It goes down in Tumah. But if the Zav is on top of it, it's Ava Tumah. Okay, very good, very good. It's called Heses. Now, says the Gemara, Nitkoi ha-kosov mit-tumah chamura v'heviyoi lidei tumah kala. What's going on here? The pasuk is talking about a very strong tumah in one case. Look at this. Here's the pasuk. And we just said tachtov means not that the clothing is under him, but rather he's under the clothing. So the clothing is on top of him. Tachtov means that he's underneath it, not like the mashmos of pasuk, the typical. And then it says, "V'hanoise yoisam yichabes begodov." V'hanoise yoisam yichabes. If you lay on a couch, yichabes begodov. You see, it's blue and red. Why? Because the Torah is menatik. There's two parts of the pasuk. This is one long pasuk. One is talking about tumas mishkav, and the other one is talking about tumas heses. Two different tumas. This is a light one. The blue is the lighter one. It's only a rishon l'tumah, and this is a tumah chamura. It's a ava tumah. How do I know that the Torah separated them? Because they're separated in the pasuk. The pasuk should have just put them all together. And then yichabes begodav. What's yitma adarev? What's the separation of yitma? And then the pasuk continues with something else to tell us that we're dealing with two types of tumas. One is a lighter one, and one is a stronger one. This tumah is light, meaning that if the zav who's wearing a beged that's tameh, if you touch that, you're only metama oichlin or mashkin, and you're not avatuma, you're not metama people in kalim. Eimar nitkei akasim metuma chamura delay metama adam. Ask the Gemara, who told you to jump down and make him a rishon l'tumah? Maybe they are both avatuma. Just one is a very strong avatuma and one is a weak avatuma. What does that mean? It means sometimes when you have avatuma, let's say a sheretz. Give you an example. Sheretz. If you touch a sheretz, what is a sheretz? Avatuma. What happens when you touch a sheretz? You become tamei. What about your clothing? Nothing. The human that touches it becomes tamei, but his clothing, nothing happens to them. So that's an example of avatuma. That's a weak avatuma. But you have the zav who touched the couch, who slept on a couch. That couch is stronger than a sheretz. That couch makes a person that touches it tamei, and all his clothing become tamei. Ask the Gemara. Yes, you see that there's blue and red. There's a first part of the pasuk and a second part of the pasuk. But who told you to jump so strongly from an avatuma to a rishon l'tumah? Maybe this part is talking about an avatuma that contaminates the clothing as well, and this one is avatuma that doesn't contaminate clothing, but it makes him a tamei called over. Not just oichlum mashkin, but even the people is metama. This clothing that's on the zav should be so strong that it's metama people and kalim. Who told you it's only metama food and drink? Ask the Gemara. Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. That's not as strong as the mishkav tum of azov. That's metama adam litame begodim. that if you touch a person, it's also metama the begadim that are on him. That's how you have to read it. You hear? You see? What does the article say? Look inside. Metama adam litama begadim. He's not metama a person to be metama in exchange afterwards the begadim. But maybe he's powerful enough to be that if he wears this beged that's on the zav, it should be metama a person. Maybe not the begadim that the person is wearing, but it should be metama a person.
So there's no proof from a pasuk.
No, that's not it. We're saying that maybe this pasuk does have two types of. We started saying that this pasuk has two tumas in it, a weak one and a strong one. What does a weak one mean? That it's a rishon l'tumah. It could only be metama food. This jacket, if I'm a zov, this jacket touches this drink becomes tummy. But if this jacket touches Levi, he doesn't become tummy. So that's called a rishon. And the second part of the pasuk is a couch that a zov. If I'm a zov, I'm sitting on this chair and I walk away, and then a person comes and picks up this chair afterwards. That person becomes tamei, and his clothing upon him are tamei. As the Gemara, who told you that those are the two types of tumas? I agree with you that this one is a really strong tumah, and this one is a weak tumah. But maybe this one is so strong that if somebody touches it, his clothing also becomes tamei. And this one is a little weaker, that if somebody touches my jacket, he himself becomes tamei. But his clothing don't become tamei. That's why it's weaker. Zok the Gemara, Amakro Yitma, to Makala Mashma. The Torah says in here, Yitma. Yitma means that it's really weak. Why? Because the Torah should have said, like every other place in the Torah, another 10 places in the Torah, it says, V'rochatz b'sor b'mayim. You should go into the mikvah. It's a strong tumah. It's only yitma. It's a weaker type of tumah. Therefore, it's only metama. My jacket of a zav is only metama, food and drink. What?
Are we still talking about kutim? Or are we...
No, we didn't mention a word of kutim, just as an akdama to the sugya.
Yeah.
Nachama. The Mishnah says that a kusi is like a zav. He's like the tumah of a zav. He's weak because a kusi is a savek, so he has the tumah of a zav. And we want to know why is the tumah of a zav weak? Because of this pasuk, it tells me that the elyon of a zav, the upper garment of a zav, is a weaker state of tumah. It's not the strong av tumah. It's a rishon. V'tachtoini shel boil niddah. Minala. So now the Gemara is going to go into a discussion of somebody that was with a niddah. Somebody that's with a niddah becomes like a niddah. How much tumah does a niddah have? A lot of tumah. She's very, very powerful. Not stam ava tumah. We'll see she has real powers. The husband is just like her, almost, but not quite. So how do we know that the husband, the boil niddah, he doesn't have the power to make another human being tamei, like his wife. His wife, the niddah, can make another human being tamei. He can't. The sanya, usihi nidasa alav. Her niddah, her tumas niddah should go into him. He should become tamei. Yochol ya'ale l'ragla. Maybe he should fit right in to where she is. In other words, if she's on day 5 counting niddah, and he was boil her on day 5 of her niddah, and 2 days from now she's going to the mikvah, so maybe he's only tamei for 2 days. Usihi nidasa Allah, whatever she has left in her, she has 2 days left. He gets that. Tamaloymar yitma shivas yomim. No, regardless of how long she has to make, he goes 7 days. So what does it mean that her niddah goes on him? That just like she's metama a person and a kli cheres, mahi metama odam ukli cheres, afu metama odam ukli cheres. So this is a halacha, very interesting halacha, a very powerful halacha, that a niddah, although when it comes to earthenware, kli cheres, how are you typically metama kli cheres? Mitoichay. You have to put a tumah inside of it. You put a sheretz in its ear without even touching it, it becomes tamei. Over here we're saying that a Niddah, if she goes like this, the Kli Cheres, the whole Kli Cheres becomes Tameh. And so too, her Boyel, also if he touches, it becomes Tameh. And what? Mibachutz. Mibachutz. And they could be Mitama, a person, she's Mitama, a person, and the clothing that he wears by touching.
But it's stronger because she's tummy a whole week and she has only 2 days left.
It's not stronger. It's just he's starting. He's just starting there. She had 7 days also at one point in time.
Who cares how many days left she has?
He's saying that it's stronger because she only has 2 days left and he has 7 days, so it's stronger. That's what he's asking. Now, she has the power, not by touching, even without touching. If she sits on a couch, that couch becomes tamei to make another person tamei. So maybe you should also have the same power. What's that noise?
Somebody's listening on the way upstairs.
Okay.
Well, it says the word Yitma again.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Before it said Yitma was Tumakala.
Right, we're saying, hold on.
Also,
It's a good thing that your voice is not 100%.
it says Yitma.
It's gonna destroy me now. Okay, yeah, let's see. We have a little drush soon coming.
The tumor of the Klicheres is not just by touching it. It has to be on the outside.
Meaning moving it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why is it Marba that and Memayit that?
Well, what?
Why is it Marba that and Memayit that? Why is it Marba Mitama and Kol and Memayit Tamab Gadim?
So let's see the whole thing. We're gonna get there. I think we're gonna answer some of your questions here. What? Just like she has the power that if she sits on a couch, that couch, even when she gets up from the couch, that couch in return is metama people, not only the people, but the clothing that are on them. He doesn't have the power. V'chol hamishkav asher yishkav olav yitma. She'ein tamad loymar. V'chol hamishkav asher yishkav olav yitma. Why? The pasuk is extra because it says usini dasa olav. Usini dasa olav includes everything. Includes the mishkav. Includes what she's laying on to be. So whatever any tumah she has, he should have. So why does the Torah repeat itself and say v'chol hamishkav? V'matam loymar v'chol hamishkav asher yishkav. So the Torah is saying, wait a minute, he's not like her exactly. He's a little different. He's a little weaker. He doesn't have the power to be metama a couch. Your seat is waiting for you, Mel. So he doesn't have the power to be mitama a couch, but he has the power to be mitama food and drink. Says the Gemara, Parach Revachoi, Eimon nitgoy hakosov mituma chamura ve'vilu de tumakalo d'lo litame odom litamui b'godim aval odom u'b'godim litame. Same question as we had before. Yes, the Torah brought him down a level. But why so many levels? Why are you saying that he has no power at all to be mitama other people? Maybe he has a power to be mitama people, just not their clothing that are on them. Yes, he'll be one level less than his wife. She's mitama the clothing that are upon them, and he's not. But he's able to be mitama person. Who told you that he's not mitama people at all? He's only mitama food. Omer Ravasi Yitma Tumakala Mashma. Again, the same terms as we had before. It's mashma. He doesn't have the power to be mitama a human being. That you need a lot of tumah. He could be mitama food because it says yitma. Over here, I don't have the pshat like we said before of yirchatz. It's a different pshat. Eima usini dasa olav klal. Fine. So what do we have here? As the Gemara, we have the concept of klal uprat uklal. Over here, it's klal uprat. The blue and blue should teach each other. It says usini dasa olav, and ignore these words v'tomei shivas yamim, which is in red. V'chol ha'mishkav asher yishkav olav yitma. So the Torah starts off with the klal. Anything usini dasa olav, all her niddah, all her tumah goes to him, And then the Torah is mefared. What do you mean by all? Not all, not mamish all. V'chol ha-mishkav. The stuff that she sits on and she makes tamei, he also. So we have a klalu prat. And what's the halacha by klalu prat? Amos hinidas olav klal. V'chol ha-mishkav prat, klalu prat. Ein ba klal, elo mashe b'prat. So the prat teaches us what the klal is. Mishkav u'moshav in, midei achrina loy. Oh, we took for granted that if a boil niddah touches cheres, before we said if he touches the kli, and Rabbi Schomburg says it's heses, not just touching, it becomes tamei. It's not Rabbi Schomburg. He's going to say it's not me. It's Rashi. Fine, whatever. Thank you.
Tosha says it doesn't work. Tosha says it doesn't work from the outside.
Doesn't work from that. Okay, Rashi and Tosha.
On the inside.
And if he touches a person, the person becomes tamei, meichetesa. It says in the pasuk mishkav, nothing to do with negia. Maybe let's take out the whole parsha of touching and heses, and we're going to go to a much stronger parsha of mishkav, laying on a couch. It's mishkav u'moishav. That's how we started today's suga. Tumas medris. It's a stronger tumah. Nothing to do with touching. Right? Because it says v'chal mishkav, and that explains usini dasa olav, that the tumah that a man gets from a niddah is only tumas medris, not tumas mago. You can't play these kind of games. You can't do a klalu prat when you have words in between. These red words are mafsik from here to here. They make a hafsik. It's like in two different psukim. What's a klalu prat to klal? This is the prat that goes to the klal. Says Abaya, that doesn't work. The rules of klal prat to klal is that they have to be continuous words. You can't have random words, yitma da'arev, separating the two. So that's machlokes. Here it goes. Rava argues, yitma shivas yom mafsikin. You have a klal prat. Hamaruchakim zemazem. They're distant from each other because there's words in between. The whole klal prat hamaruchakim zemi zeh and don't noise of klal prat. You can't do klal prat. Rava Amalaylam Danim, it's not true. I could. They're not that far away from each other. They're only 3 words away. V'chol ribuyo. Here it says v'chol, highlighted. So it's teaching me not only mishkav, not only tumas medris, but v'chol. Everything, including tumas mago. So the man, the boil the niddah, he has also within him the power to touch klei cheres and human beings because it says the word v'chol. Masgul Yaakov. Why don't you say that he's equal to her? But you have to go all the way. You have to be consistent. In other words, mahi lo chalakto bein mago lemishkava. There's no difference in the niddah between tumas mago and tumas medris. That what? She's able to letami odom letami bgodim lechumra. She has the ability to be tama, and the Torah doesn't make an afkamina between mago and maso. So why are you making a nafkamina in him? Why are you separating the tumas? Just like both tumas by her are metama, both tumas by him should not be metama at all. They shouldn't be metama at all. This word underlined is lahatinoi, to give him a chumrah. Don't take away from him. Don't say that he gets out easy. No, the boil niddah has a chumrah. Not all the chumras like his wife, but some of the chumras. In other words, he is metama b'mishkav and not b'magav. It says in the Mishnah that we're dealing with kusim. Again, if you just joined us today, kusim are a nation of goyim that came to Eretz Yisrael to work. Similar like we have the Asians, they brought them in to do some work. Call them whatever you want. The Russians,
Listen, they're exactly the same.
They were going.
No, that's kind of okay. Fine. I say the Asians. Anyways, whatever. They brought them in to do work, and the lions started eating them. So they became Geirim. Now we know that they became Geirim because the lions ate them. Mr. Feder, you here? Thank you. The lions ate them in Memela, they became Gerim. The question is, did they become Geri Emes for real, or they were just pretending? Regardless, they didn't keep the Torah Shabbat Peh. They ignored the Rabbanon. So Memela. The Mishnah says that all their daughters have halacha of a Niddah even if they're 1 day old. And the Kusim themselves, the men, are like they were boil Nidahs. Why? Because their women are Nidahs. And the Gemara is going to explain. Mipnei shehein boil Nidahs. Atukulu boil Nidahs ninu. What about the single men? They weren't boil Nidahs. So why do you call them Tamei? Omer Yitzchak Migdalah B'nesun Shanu. You're right. When the Mishnah says that they were boil Nidahs, we're talking about all the married men. They are Tamei. Non-married men are Tahar. Ben Yoshvois Al Kol Dam V'Dam. What's the problem with a Kusi woman? A Kusis? She's makbid on all dam. As the Gemara, Tanya Omer Meir, Im Him Yoshvois Al Kol Dam V'Dam, Takana Gdoilo Hilahem, the Mamish, Sid Kanyos, the Chazinishniks, when it comes to dam, what's the big deal? It's great. What?
The count was off.
No, it's not.
Hmm?
No, it's not.
It wasn't
Why
a count
not?
off.
If she sees Ado and...
Right, so that's,
We
we
talked
know
about
that.
that.
We saw that in the Mishnah. Now the Gemara explains it.
You were
Go
watching
on
the
the wrong day
video.
to the mikveh.
Yeah, he watched the video.
You go on the wrong day to the mikveh.
Elo sheroi is dam odoi mumashni misoiser lidom yoroi. What happened? A Niddah is 7 days. So if she saw dam right over here, she saw yellow, and yellow is tahar. We said in the Mishnah, yellow is tahar. And she starts counting her 7 days. She's supposed to go to the mikveh right over here, but for no reason, because she's not a Niddah. And then all of a sudden, right over here, in day 4, let's say, she sees regular dam, red dam. Now she becomes a Niddah. When should she go to the mikveh? 7 days after this day. But she doesn't. She thinks, because any dam that a woman sees within the 7 days is nothing. You can see dam all 7 days, and on the 7th night you go to the mikveh. So she thinks it's nothing. And she goes to the mikveh on day 7 for the green, for the yellow dam, and then she's with her husband. He's mamish boil Niddah. Another reason is when she's a Zava, so now the Gemara jumps from Niddah to Zava, and the Gemara is saying, well, we're concerned that he's a Boil Zava, not a Boil Niddah. That a Zava has to wait 7 days in order to... Rabbi Yeshua, what's going on today? It's too much noise going on. You have to make sure the Olam's not talking, including yourself. Go ahead. Levitic. No, it wasn't like this. No, I don't know what you did. You brought something with you. This woman, she stopped seeing dam.
It's easy to blame me, huh?
Yeah, because whatever. She's supposed to start tomorrow counting Shiva Nikiyim. What does she do? She only counts 6 Nikiyim. Why? Because she says today that I stopped seeing dam at 12 o'clock. That's enough for me. So she has 6.5 days. And guess what? Halachically, she might be right. Because Mitzvah Kuloi. She has a good half a day that she didn't see dam, and she counts it as a full dam. Thank you. But this perenu. Great. Why can't Jews do this? The Kaim law and Mitzvah Kuloi. We even learned by a Zava. When does a Zava go to the mikvah?
The day.
6.5 days later, because Mitzvah Kuloi. So why can't you do the reverse? She got a good half a day of no dam. Count that as one whole day, as day number 1, and count from there 6 days on. Omar Rava imkein shichva zera de sosar beziva heichin nishkachas lo. No, a zav, a man who sees 2 times ziva, he has to wait 7 days. Not like a woman that needs 3 times. 2 times is also zav. 3 times is even worse. He has to bring a carbon. He has to wait 7 days. What we know the halacha is, it's a pasuk in the Torah that if he sees zera in middle, let's say on day 4, as he's counting 7 days, he sees zera. So he can't count that as 7 days. He has to add 1 more day. He has to wait now 8 days. Today 8. Question is why? Let's say he saw zera at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock that night he was clean. So he had a full day. Why does he have to wait an extra 8th day? Says the Gemara, Adoicha Diketeretz. Either Chazoi, so Rabbi Bacham answers him. Either Chazoi b'palga de yoima hachinami. You're right. If he saw halfway through the day, it's a great question. Hacha b'mayaskino de Chazoi somach l'shkis achama. He never had a mix of sayim kikuloi because he saw it at shkia. That's the Gemara Bam Kasha. V'leikum v'leimelei l'krok ksiva somach l'shkis achama. You're going to tell me that a pasuk in the Torah that tells me that a zera breaks a day, ruins it for him, is only talking about it in one Heichat Timsa that a guy saw it on Shkia, but if he saw it during the day, the whole pasuk doesn't count? Says Rami Bachama, yes, that's the only way to say the pasuk. But the Rishonim say that Rami Bachama was just trying to mess with Rava. He didn't like the fact that Rava got him good. So he said, yeah, the pasuk is only talking about this Eichat Tinsa, but at the end of the day, Rabbi Chacham realized that Rava is right, and that's how he passed him. That the pasuk cannot be talking about a minute before Shkia. The pasuk is talking about the whole day, and we don't have mixed Hayom Kikula.
Question is why not?
Why not? The Torah says not. In this situation, we don't have mixed Hayom Kikula. That's good for what the Torah is telling us. Boyrom bachama, koilet shichva zera, ma'u shetistor beziva. A woman has relations with her husband, and zera comes out. Now, zera in itself is mitama, right? It's inherently tama. It's like a sheretz. The question is, how do we view her? Do we view her as if she had an emission, like a ziva, like a man having a ziva? Or do we view it as if she touched something that's tamei? Huge nafkamina. Because if she's a zava, and she's counting shiva nikiyim, and then she touches a sheretz, it has no effect on her counting nikiyim. She happened to touch something that's tamei, she continues on as if nothing happened, counting her tamei. And if she touched a zera, a pile of zera, same thing as a sheretz. She continues. So memela, if it comes out from her, and it's just like touching something that's tummy, so it has no effect on her. But if it's like an emission from her guf, so it's like a zav that saw Kerry, and that breaks a day. So Mamela, it should take away one day from her ziva. She doesn't have Zaynikim anymore. Now she has to wait one extra day or something. You hear the Shaila? You're looking at me like you don't understand the Shaila.
No,
You're trying to process this.
I'm just thinking of Shavuos.
Right. It has everything to do with Shavuos. Let's see. Look at Rashi
3
inside.
days. That's
Look at Rashi downstairs. The last line of Rashi. We only have 8 minutes from the base. Unbelievable. Poileta says Rashi going to Shimshu Bezoiv. Rashi says an amazing thing here. How did this Zava even get to have Zera? Rashi has a kasha. Because in Har Sinai, like he's saying on Shavuos, we learn from Har Sinai that you're not allowed to be with your wife for 3 days. Why? Because maybe she'll have Zera, and Zera lasts for 3 days. And Poles Shech of Zera is Mitama. So Mela, how do you become a Zava? How do you become a Zava? A Zava is only if you see Dam for 3 days, 1, 2, 3, in the period of Ziva. So this is already 3 days Tame. She couldn't be with her husband. So how does she see right here on day 4 Zera? If she sees it, it's nothing. It's garbage. It's spoiled. Spoiled Zera is not Mitamer. Says Rashi, Shishimshu Bezoiv. We must say that she was with her husband illegally. That's what happened. Says the Gemara, let's just see inside. Roya is it considered a real like a Zava that sees? Or perhaps you just touched something that's tummy. Because he's so sharp, he messed up. Okay, I'll give it to you. That it takes away time, but how much time? Kama tistor shiva. If you're going to take away 7 days, daikabayalo. A zav who sees ziva, how much time do you take away from him? Only if only 1 day. If a zav sees keri, you only take away from him 1 day. So how could she be worse off from him?
Just like
it's
him.
his keri, and you're going to make her 7 days, and he's only 1 day.
Just like him, when he was on day 5, he also has to start again from the beginning.
Not from the beginning. You only take away 1 day. That's good for what the Gemara is saying. You don't start from the beginning. You take away one day, so maybe you'll take away from her one day. Tistor yom echad, and what are you going to say? Only take away one day. V'achatitor Rachman. The Torah says you don't take away one day. Achar likulon shleitei tumah mafseges beinayim. It has to be consecutive 7 days. As the Gemara, so memela what? Shouldn't be sois or anything. This should be 0 days. And according to you, zov gufei chesasar. How does the zov only take away one day? The Torah says Rachmana shleitei tumah mafseges beinayim. So, same thing. Say that he shouldn't have any hefsek. So you have to explain. What can't be happening here is the Torah is saying it has to be consecutive without zav tumah. He can't see an emission of ziva, but if he sees an emission of keri, it does take away from him one day, and Amela her also will take away from her one day, and that's it. There's enough gemina between seeing ziva and seeing keri. Ziva doesn't do anything. Keri takes away one day. Ben Chayov Malem Abis Migdash says the Gemara Maisa. We gotta move. Maisa Gishmak story. Rav Papa Ikal al Tavach. Rav Papa went to this place. Toyach Tavach. Omar. Iketzuver Mabon Hachal. Hachya. If there's a great Talmud Chacham, Ezel Kabal Ape. I want to meet who the Talmud Chacham of the city. Omar Lei Aisafta. He asked the old lady. Ika Hachat Tzum Rabbanon. Rav Shmuel Shmei. There's a great tzaddik. His name is Rav Shmuel. V'toni Masniyasa. And he says over Mishnah, his Brises. Yerava halavai to the heavy of say. She tells Rav Papa, the Gadol, halavai should be like Rav Shmuel. Omar, midika mevarchel b'gavei, shma mino yirei shemayimu. It's obvious he's a big yirei shemayim because if people love him, then he's doing the right thing. Ozel gabei. So he goes, he shows up. The guy Rav Shmuel was in shock. Rav Papa, the famous Rav Papa, is here. Ramalei Torah. He took out an ox and shechted it on the spot. We're gonna feast. And then Ramalei Masniyosa Adode, and then he asked them a contradiction in the Mishnah. Not. It says in our Mishnah that this Kusi guy that's with his Boil Niddah Suffolk woman, we say that all Kusiyos, they're makbid on the wrong dam and memela, the Niddahs, but this says the Mishnah that they're not really Niddah, they're only Suffolk Niddah memela. If the Kusi touches Truma, you don't burn it because it's only Suffolk. It's only Suffolk. Alma misveiko leisarfin and truma. You don't burn truma misafik.
And what kind of truma?
Safek, truma.
No, and what kind of truma is it talking about?
We're talking about a kusi truma. The kusi himself that was with his wife that we say that there's boil and niddah, but she's only a safek niddah because we don't know for sure that she's a niddah. We assume that she's makbid on different bloods, the wrong color bloods. It says in the Mishnah, shisha sveiko sarfim truma. You do burn truma on safek. Which one? Al safek big day amaretz. Even if the Amoretz, the clothing of Amoretz, it's medras, it has a very chomerdika tuma for truma you burn it. Rav Papa, not a contradiction. Yerabo, first of all, let's talk about the steak. Yerabo de lisachala toyer l'shlama. Okay, it should be. I'm making a bracha that we should be able to eat the steak without any issues, without any problems. And he was onto something. He had to make a bracha. I'll tell you what's going on here. We're talking about a kusi that's a chaver, a person who's makbid on tahiris and memela. We cannot burn the truma because he's makbid. So he asks him, "What are you talking about? Kusi chaver boil niddah Shabbos night. He's a chaver. He's makbid on tahiris, and he's going to be with his wife. That's a niddah. He's makbid on tahiris. He knows that his wife is a niddah. He's not going to be with her. Checkmate. Gone. Finished. End of story. He got him. Shafke. He left him. He was embarrassed. Rav Papa was mamish embarrassed. And he just left the steak on the grill and he walked away. So Rav Shimi Barashi says, wait a minute, you could have answered a different answer. My time we're not talking about a kusi chaver, we're talking about a kusi, but he just came out of the mikvah. Now, when a person that's tomei steps on clothing, it's tumas medras. And he stepped on the clothing of a chaver, something that's makbid on taras. And those godim touch truma. Now, what are we going to be concerned about? If you're just concerned that he's a Amaretz and he touched Hatabaleh, he just came out of the mikvah, it's not a problem. Elamai, and what are you concerned? That maybe this Amaretz was boil niddah, and maybe mikvah doesn't work for a boil niddah. Why? Because he has to wait 7 days. If Stam is Tomei and he just came out of the mikvah, fine. But what about a niddah? Niddah has to wait 7 days. Oh, Safek Baal B'Karo, Safek Baal B'Karo. You don't know when he was with his wife. Maybe it was 8 days ago, and Taki have 7 days. He's allowed to go to the mikvah. And if you know for a fact that he's just with his wife, it's still a Safek. Maybe they don't. Maybe she's not makbid on yellow. Maybe she never had yellow dam. How many women have yellow dam? Memela, it's a double Safek. Therefore, in this case, we're not going to burn the truma. Yosef, you don't even need 10 minutes. 8 minutes is enough. So why do we? But at the end of the day, this Amoretz, he came out of the mikvah. What happened, Rabbi Isai? This Amoretz just came out of the mikvah. You see his beard dripping water. You know, he has the towel, the whole thing, and he touched the begadim of a Talmid Chacham. He's 100% tar. But what about his kapita? What about his tzitzis? They are tamei mamish, the worst tumah possible, because they're the clothing of Amoretz. And clothing of Amoretz, you have to be makbid on them with the greatest chumras. And he didn't put his clothing in the mikvah. He just took his clothing. If you're parush and you're makbid on all tumas, you have to assume that the clothing of Amoretz are the worst tum in the world, called medris. We're talking about a naked guy. He didn't have clothing. He came out of the mikvah. Mamish came out of the mikvah. He doesn't even have a towel, and he touched anything. So we're not worried about his clothing. It's one of these cases that's a sveka, and we don't have a concern about the clothing. We'll start from the mission tomorrow. Have a great day.
How are you?
But wait a minute, you're in the wrong down. Who's in the car?
You.
Ah.